Right, it's day 5 on the trail, February 17th. Just got back on the trail at Neels Gap. It's real windy. I knew it's gonna be like in the mid 20s tonight. So it'll be a cold night, but I think it's supposed to rain, warm up after that. I already met several new people that got in after I did and stayed the night at Neels. But I think the sun's supposed to come out later today, so I think it'll be real nice. But when you can find a little section, a little spot in the leeward side of a mountain on a windy day, it's always a good time to take a break. So just finished a Snickers, which, you know, is satisfying. But should clear off. I'm hoping to see the sun before too long. This is a section I'll try to get to Dix Creek Gap, and that'll have me completed all the way up through there to the Nantaillas, to the Nantailla Outdoor Center. So, but that's about 3 or 4 days away. Anyway, doing good. All right, made it to Tennessee Gap. Wind has definitely picked up. It's pretty howling. I guess it's up on the tops of the ridges, there's hoarfrost trees and root balls lifting up out of the ground around me. So, not a great day for hiking. Get through, get the tent set up, get it. Done 5.5 already. It's lunchtime. I'll find a spot on the leeward side. Gonna go up the Wildcat Mountain there. Alright, see ya. Alright, this is Wildcat Mountain. This is kind of my home range where I have hiked a lot for many years. First view of the day where the clouds have cleared off some. So you're looking over towards Atlanta, way out that way. But, see a little bit of the hoarfrost on the top of the mountain over there. That is Cow Rock Mountain over there. So here's what it's like on the ridge tops today. It's really blustery. Most unpleasant. Okay, it's day 6. This is the reward you get for tolerating days like yesterday. It's really beautiful out. I think over my shoulder there is Mount Yonah. I think that's in the camera frame. But cold start, really chilly last night. But you get up and you get rolling and you get walking and your blood pumps and you warm right up, especially if you can find a spot like this in the sun and out of the wind. So good start to the morning. A little bit of the leftover hoarfrost from yesterday's coming off the trees this morning. It's very pretty. So a little more about Mount Yonah out there. It sits a little bit south of the rest of the range through North Georgia, so it's a really prominent mountain because it has a really big rock face on it that I believe it was the Army Rangers used to, maybe they still do, teach their rappelling classes there. So it's a, you know, famous local spot, really cool. And another military thing, through this area of the trail, I forgot which branch of the service it is, does their training exercises. In the guidebook tells you sometimes you might get captured, or while they waited for you to you had to wait with them to get escorted kind of through the battle zone. When we were teenagers hiking through here, we would find blank cartridges that they used with the metal clip links that would link the machine gun rounds together. We used to pick those up sometimes and make little clips for ourselves as a souvenir. So just kind of a cool area of North Georgia. You know, Currahee's up here if you're a fan of Band of Brothers. There's also Currahee Brewing in Franklin, really good place for a beer and food trucks. But just some local stuff. Toccoa's in the area generally. Anyway, some cool stuff about this area of North Georgia. One other thing about Currahee Brewing, my favorite beer there is the M1 Garand. So for all you World War II buffs out there, you'll totally get that. It's a really good beer. Kind of the ultimate place to get water. And if they were all like this, it'd be amazing. So just trying to get some bird sounds. I think that's a nuthatch, and the woodpecker I'm hearing up there is probably a downy woodpecker. I've seen a lot of those since I've been out. When I don't see anything else up here, any other birds, when it's super cold, I'll see downy woodpeckers. I don't know if this is going to come out, but that's Brasstown bald right in the middle of that crotch of that tree, kind of mid-frame. That's the highest point in Georgia. It's not on the Appalachian Trail, but it's the highest point in Georgia. So this is one of those sections of trail where you're walking a ridge. You can see, you know, down one side you got great view. Trail's still going up. Come back around, you got a view on the other side as well. So it's a real pretty little stretch of the trail when you get them like this. All right, this is Chattahoochee Gap. That little side trail leads down to a tiny little spring that is the headwaters of the Chattahoochee River. And that trail, I think it's Jack's Knob Trail, that leads up to 180 and Brasstown Bald. I've taken that trail quite a few times. I'm actually doing a video, so
oh, gotcha. Okay.
Hey, thanks guys. This is my first trail magic. Would you tell me your names again?
I'm Oso. We hiked in 2020.
Big Sky.
Thanks guys. Sure appreciate the trail magic. It's awesome.
We're repaying what we got. So
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Paying it back.
All right, big climb out of Unicoi Gap, rocky descent into Unicoi Gap. But you come up to 4,000 feet to Rocky Mountain, and it's a really pretty view. In cooler weather, this would be an excellent warmer weather, this would be an excellent campsite. You get a little gun shy about these places in the winter because they can really catch some wind at night and make it unpleasant sleeping. So this is a really good view of Yona Mountain I talked about earlier today. This is just kind of the backside heading north of Rocky Mountain. You got this little view. One of the best kept secrets in the South is that we regularly get these beautiful winter days where it'll be sunny and 60 degrees, and you just can't beat it. Can't beat it. Of course, yesterday was rough. All right, I don't have a GoPro or anything, but I'm gonna take a risk and try to talk and walk, mainly walk and hold the camera. It's just gorgeous. I couldn't help but try to show you what the trail feels like sometimes. And this is just one of those little sections. It's really pretty, where the soil is real thin. You get some like Virginia pines and white pines growing. They smell so good on a day like this. It just makes the trail more interesting when you have sections like this. They're just so cool looking. The rocks and the stunted trees. This video could end in me busting my ass. Alright, enough flirting with disaster. Day 7, just pulled out of the cheese factory. Old cheese factory. It was a campground. Heading up a big climb up Tray Mountain this morning. Did a 13 yesterday, which is a big day for me. I thought I'd be doing 8s around now, so feeling pretty good. About as sore as I usually am. See if I can get some sun in this picture. Some of the sunrise. It's not much. It's supposed to clear up today, but it's still real pretty back there. So I'm feeling good. I'm gonna try to do another 13 today, maybe 2 big climbs, but and pull out at Dix Creek Gap. If not, I might overnight one more night. We'll see. So here's Tray Mountain, what I'm heading up this morning. Here's a view from Tray Mountain looking, I think that's west. And that's promised sunshine, hopefully coming our way. All right, I'm back home. Just kind of a wrap up of that last section. That kind of flew into the gap and didn't really video much later yesterday. But so I finished from Neels to Dix Creek Gap. I ended up doing two 13s the last couple of days, which is really good for me, and feel good this morning. And now I'll bump up to the NOC because I've already done all the other Nantahalas on my warm-up trips. So I think I've got 137 miles in up to this point. Have met some wonderful people, just like everybody tells you. Fellow hikers are fantastic. In fact, I think I'm going to pick up a guy I've been hiking with for several days this morning, and he'll do a Nero with us here tonight. But anyway, just kind of wrap up that last section.